Welcome to Jones and for Sports, where we make sports better.
What is good, y'all? It is your boy Jones, and welcome to another episode of Locker Room Sunday, hosted by Jones for Sports. As you guys know, today is the motherfucking day. The
Draft day
happening today, and like I said, we're gonna get the fans on here so they can talk about their favorite teams and what they should do as far as this draft goes. So today we got Lucas. Lucas, please tell the fans and the followers.
Sports guy David.
Sorry, I said Lucas.
Yeah.
Sorry. David, tell the followers, what you guys do. I know you got your own podcast, and let the people know what team you represent.
All right, my name is Sports Guy David. I am using Lucas's Zoom. That's why it's there. That's my boy Sugar Free Lucas. We have our podcast called the Fantasy Sports Cave. We do fantasy football. We cover the Chargers. And this year we're doing something real excited. I haven't really announced it, but I'll just say it right now. What we're doing is it's actually a lot of fun. I got this blanket, right, with all the football teams on it.
Nice.
And we flip a coin on it blindly, and whatever team it landed on, that's going to be our second team we're going to root for. It's going to be like a whole video production. I don't know mine yet. It's all a surprise. So I'm like excited to see, branching out. But Sports Guy David, the one and only, this is me right here. And everything football, everything Chargers. And that's pretty much it, man.
Nice. So all the listeners, if you guys watching this, make sure you go follow those guys on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
All that fun stuff. Yep.
All of that. So make sure you guys do that. I will have tag them in it so that you guys can check them out. But like I said, we are here to talk about the draft, and you are a Chargers fan, like you said. First, let's talk about last season first, because you guys are in a good position, I believe, because you nailed your pick last year when you got Herbert, and he turned up for you guys. You guys didn't have a great season, but you guys looking pretty good. What did you feel about how your team looked last year coming into this offseason?
It's so crazy because I wasn't a Justin Herbert stan at all. And I regretted it. I gave our official apology a couple months ago. I was an Isaiah Simmons guy. I was like, I want this guy on our defense. I believed Anthony Lynn and Tyron Taylor. They got some chemistry. So I was like, okay, maybe that could work out. And my reaction to Herbert was just like, oh, okay. All right. So I wasn't done grieving over Phillip Rivers. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel with this young guy, but it ended up panning out. And, our season wasn't the greatest. We got some, offensive line help like last year, but it didn't really pan out, injuries and stuff. But it put us in a position this year to get another great player. So I think everything meant to happen, and I like where we're at right now.
Nice. So you guys are sitting at the 13th spot?
Yes.
I believe. And I think you guys have a lot of picks, if I'm not mistaken. You guys got a few.
We have one more. I think we have 8. We have an extra third. Yeah.
You guys got a lot of picks, so that's great for you guys. You guys can build around Herbert and that team in general. So with that being said, your top 3 team needs, you personally believe that your team should address today?
I would go in this order: offensive tackle, left tackle to be specific, edge, and defensive back, in that order.
Okay. And why do you believe that?
All right, so offensive tackle, obviously, we acquired a lot of free agents, and this offseason, we're missing a left tackle. I mean, we got Sam Tevi there, I believe, as our starter, and that dude, I don't know if you know who Sam Tevi is, but it's just bad. Yeah, he is just all bad. And then edge, I don't know if Melvin Ingram's going to be there. He wasn't really healthy last year, didn't even record a sack. I definitely think we need to apply more pressure to the quarterback. And then defensive back, we lost Casey Hayward, Rashawn Jenkins to the Jaguars. So I think we need to get some depth there as well. Safety or corner, nickel, anything in the defensive backfield. As you know, Derwin James is coming back, so I'm excited for that. Real excited for that.
That'll be huge. Absolutely. I think all the needs that you just said are definitely valid because, based on what we saw last year, that team is not too far away. I mean, it sucks that you're in the AFC West, which is a very tough division. you got some monsters in that division, but it's definitely doable based off of what you guys have right now and what you possibly can have coming with this draft. I think you guys are in a good position to make a fight in that division for sure.
It's a tough division, man. You got Patty Mahomes, Derek Carr. I know I hate praising Raiders, but like he's really accurate. You know, he needs, if he gets receivers. I mean, there's rumors that Julio Jones might get traded to the Raiders. I was like, oh Lord. And then the Broncos. I don't know how I feel about Teddy B there, but Drew Lock is like a comeback prince, not king. He ain't a king yet because he don't have to be a starting quarterback soon. But yeah, that division's always just wilding out, man.
Absolutely. So now, tell me, draft 13th pick. You got some other picks after that. Who are your top 3 picks that you think the Chargers should make today?
All right, so
and so forth.
All right, so in my official mock draft, I'm actually going to post right after this. I have the Chargers trading up with the Carolina Panthers. I traded a first and a third and a 6 or something like that, and I got Penny Sewell. Charger fans, I don't know if you've seen Charger Twitter. They're just screaming out Penny Sewell. And based on my draft, how it's going, Bengals and Dolphins are going to address skill positions, which I think they should, and he will be there. If he's not there, I like Elijah Vera-Tucker. I even did a couple mock drafts where the Chargers trade down to the Bears, Steelers, and the Saints, and Elijah Vera-Tucker is still there. So I'm cool with trading down and up. Last year we traded up to get Kenneth Murray, so I think we're going to be a little active. 13 is a good sweet spot for a lot of teams like the Saints, the Patriots, the Bears, and the Steelers. So I think that we could trade down and get some more capital. But so that's the first round. Second round, I'm looking at Gregory Rousseau. He's been dropping a lot of mock drafts to the second and third. This dude is just so big and so raw. I think behind Joey Bosa, he's just so explosive. I really think he could replace Melvin Ingram, or if we keep him, just another piece. He's like 6'6", 6'7" from Miami. This dude is just built different. Another guy I'm looking at is Richie Grant, safety. Asante Samuel Jr. He's fallen in a couple mock drafts. As you know, his dad is Asante Samuel. So those are the 3 guys. But if I had to name one diamond in the rough and look this dude up, his name is Stone Forsythe. I don't know if you heard of this guy. From Florida. He's 6'8", 313, offensive guard. And I think that's one of the guys we could get in the 4th, 5th round, kind of a diamond in the rough. Because after the 4th round, it gets kind of rough on talent because this draft class is so small and like COVID and medical and all that stuff. But those are like the 3-4 guys I'm really looking at.
Awesome. I love it. I definitely agree with attacking that offensive line because the Chargers have always been known to be, a dynamic offense. Yeah. Running backs, quarterbacks, receivers at times. So if you guys can get back to that with a healthy offensive line, a beautiful, nice new quarterback you got, and then you got your running back, Eckler.
Eckler, yeah.
You guys can do something. You guys can definitely do something on that offensive side. And defense, you guys are already pretty solid on defense. So if you guys add more pieces to that, you guys are definitely going to be a team to be reckoned with. So what do you believe with those picks? If they make those picks, do you think that will take your team to the next level?
Offensive tackle, I think we got to hit it on the head. There's a lot of offensive tackles in this first round. We could get Sewell, Slater, Darisol. I did so much mock drafts and I found a way for all those guys to fall. But the draft. I mean, the Raiders always draft crazy and they're behind us, but they might even trade up. All these rumors and smoke screens going up. So you never know. Draft day is crazy.
Absolutely. It's bananas.
But that's his blind side. Justin Herbert, I mean, even under pressure, he was one of the most accurate quarterbacks under pressure. I can only imagine him if he had time. And our young guys, Guyton, and this other guy named Williams. You probably don't know who I'm talking about. Not Mike Williams. This other guy named Tyron Johnson. These young guys coming up, big play guys. So I also think we should address wide receiver. But offensive tackle, I think, will change a lot, especially all the moves we made there. And defensively, I don't know if you know, the Chargers defensive backs used to be known as the Jack Boys. I don't know if you know that. That's yeah. We need that back. We need the Jack Boys back ASAP because 3 years ago, man, everyone was scared to pass against the Chargers. And I remember even Nathan that Bills quarterback threw 5 interceptions to the
Oh,
Chargers.
yeah.
That was prime time Jack Boys. So if we get the Jack Boys back, I ain't worried about the offense, and we can run it and make a run for those Chiefs, because I'm not gonna lie, those Chiefs, man, I don't know, they got no money, but they got all these players and they're throwing it out, paying. I don't know, whoever's the Chiefs accountant needs a raise, man, because he's doing it right. You know what I mean?
He really is. He really is. He's making sure that that team is in the conversation to be in the Super Bowl every year, and that's what
Yeah.
you should do as a GM or whoever is making those decisions. But is there anything else that you want to bring up as far as when it comes to your Chargers?
You know what, man? Our Chargers fan base, not a lot of people know we got a base. We got a good fan base, man. And like, I just want to put it out there because we do. And I think we get the stereotype is like, oh, there's no fans. Like, we are live. We get lit on Chargers Twitter because I'm a Chargers fan. You know, I follow a lot of Chargers fans. We get lit, man. We out here at the Chargers games before COVID. We had the Thunder Alley, man. Nice. That was what's called the tailgate. We were getting lit, man. Charger fans are out there, man. And they're pretty humble. Most of them, there's kind of like this weird San Diego, LA toxicity thing, but I ain't all about that. I'm not even from San Diego. I just like the Chargers. So we have a good fan base, and we're ready for this year. And I can't wait, man. I'm really excited for this year. Not trying to get my hopes up because as Charger fans, we learn not to. So, but yeah, I'm excited, man.
I know exactly how that feels. I'm a Cowboy fan, so I know we get our hopes up every freaking year. And
oh man, every Cowboy is this. The stereotype of Cowboys is this is our year. And to be honest, if they draft right, I think they can win the division. That division's kind of like,
right. Absolutely, I agree. I think if we make the right picks this year, we're right there to where we can compete for that division. I think it's the Cowboys and the Giants right now.
You're not. Oh, I think it's Washington.
I think Washington could definitely make a run. I'm just not so sure, as far as offensive side, if they're going to be ready. They definitely got it on defense. Offense, who did they just pick up on as quarterback?
Fitzmagic. My boy Fitzmagic.
That's awesome. That's a great pick, but is that going to give them, you got Dak, you got the Eagles quarterback.
Jalen
Hurts now.
And Daniel Jones with weapons.
Then you got Daniel Jones, who I think is a good quarterback. He just doesn't have the help around him. So
he gets a lot of hate.
Yeah, he does. He gets a lot of hate. It's
going to be no weapons.
Yeah.
But so who do you think the Cowboys are going to draft? Everyone, including me, Patrick Surtain. Is that the lock? Is that the lock draft?
That's the lock right now for me is Patrick Surtain. If not, if he's not available, we got to go get Horn. I think Horn is the other guy that jumps out. I think those are the top 2 corners in this draft. I know I can't think of his name right now, but there's another corner.
Caleb Farley.
Farley. His name is out there, but I think there's a lot of things that he has holes in his game that needs some improvement. The other 2, I think they're solid and they're ready to play day one. So, but who knows? We were talking about Jerry fucking Jones. We never know where we go with him.
There's rumors. Would you trade the kitchen sink for Kyle Pitts?
No, everyone keeps talking about Kyle Pitts. I think he's amazing. If it wasn't an absolute need, for the Cowboys, I would say go fucking get him. But it's not an absolute need right now for us. We got to
your defensive backs are
got to take care of the defense right now.
Diggs got picked on a lot, and like I make fun of a lot of players, but like when it comes down to it, he got picked on a lot. He just had no help. He's up against these wide receiver ones. He's a rookie against wide receiver ones. From Alabama too. So get your boy Patrick Surtain. So I like that reunion real good. So I think he's going to have another year, and Patrick Surtain come in, and it's just going to be like Alabama,
Right. So, exactly. That would be beautiful. That would be absolutely beautiful. We got to take care of that defensive line as well, because we gave up one of the top most rushing yards this season, which was pathetic to watch. So we got to take care of that. Offense, I think we're pretty solid. I think we can, if we got 10 picks, so I think we'll be able to take care of the offensive line somewhere later in the draft and take care of Dak and Zeke, because those two gotta be at their top of the game this year.
They gotta click.
They gotta be. They got to, because
You could
we
probably
already
address,
seen them for years.
yeah, you could probably address tight end later. There's a couple other tight ends. I can't pronounce his name, Pat for Minif or something like that from Washington or something like that. I think you guys could address tight end later, but I just wanted to know from a Cowboys perspective, because the whole Jerry Jones and Randy Moss thing, and then like he passed up on Randy Moss, and then he said vow never to pass. So like I just want to know from Cowboys perspective, because a lot of Cowboy fans are really like too optimistic and like like don't address their problems. Like, and I'm just like, I'm not saying all Cowboy fans are like that, but I know a couple cool. Yeah, and I'm like, let's talk about this, But it's cool to see a Cowboys perspective. That's tight. Yeah. Okay. So no Kyle Pitts. Off the board.
No Kyle Pitts. I know everyone in Cowboy Nation is going Kyle Pitts. We got to go get him. He's the best out there. I get it. But we can't just go after who's the best player. We got to go for who's the best fit for us right now. And that's what Cowboy Nation needs to understand. We got to be smart. Do we want to be an 8-8 season again, or a 6-10 season? Like, we don't want to go through that shit again. We haven't been to the Super Bowl in 25 plus years. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. We got to make sure we make the right picks and the right moves so that we can move forward, because we have the guys. We have Dak Prescott. He can, I believe he can get it done with the right team built around him.
Yeah, I think so too. He was on pace to break the record for passing yards.
Yep.
Receivers are there. Zeke clean up a little bit, but he got to offensive line getting a little older, but it was pretty good a couple years ago. Tight end, what's his name? Jarwin? Is that what it is?
He's still good.
I think he could have a sneaky year in fantasy football. I think you have like a little sneaky year. You got to watch out for him, because Dak's going to be throwing it. He's going to be airing that bitch out. So.
Oh yeah, he's going crazy. He just got paid. Now he's going to show him why he got paid. It's going to. I think offensively we're going to be again where we left off before Dak got injured. So it's just
so defense, needs some help, because Sean Lee retired.
Yep.
Your two linebackers, I can't remember their names. Vander Bosch
and Jalen Smith.
Yeah, those two guys are good. Your front seven, like you said, needs a little help in the back. And but other than that, I think Washington got that division, but you guys can make a good run. Even like it always comes down to the last game.
Right.
So,
the NFC East is always up in the air.
And I'm excited to see the schedule, to see who you guys verse in the last game, because that game always determines be a rival. So I can't wait for the schedule to drop. You're like, all right, I like watching that division. I make fun of them a lot, too much, but it's intense. It's intense. So I like it.
Intense. Everyone's even though, like you said, everyone makes fun of it. I make fun of it myself, especially this past season. But at the end of the day, everyone's still watching what's going on in that division, because it's so interesting. Whether it sucks like it did last year or it's great, people are going to watch the NFC East, because there's teams that people hate in that division, division, like the Cowboys. So they obviously want to go watch and see the Cowboys win or lose. So it is win-lose situation when it comes to being the NFC East competitor or whatever. But
I feel it.
Thank you for coming and joining us on the pod. I really hope your Chargers make the right moves for you guys, so you guys can flourish going forward. And to all the listeners, make sure you guys go check them out. Plug your podcast one more time for the listeners.
It's Fantasy Sports Cave. That's us on all podcast distributors. Me personally is Sports Guy David on Twitter, Instagram, TikToks. I make some like TikToks here and there. I need to get more into it, because TikTok be wild now. But Sports Guy David and Sugar Free Lucas on Twitter as well. That's my boy. He's not here, but he's the little label right here in our Zoom call. So nice. Fantasy Sports Cave, Sports Guy David, Sugar Free Lucas. We do a lot of fantasy football stuff, and just have fun on the podcast. And we encourage fans too to come in our podcast, because fans want to be heard. So bring it on.
Right. Absolutely. Fans definitely want to be heard, and that's what we try to do here on Jonesville Sports, is to get the fans to be heard as much as possible. So again, listeners, go follow them, especially if you're into fantasy sports. These guys know what they're talking about. It's your boy Jones. Draft is happening tonight.
Draft day
tonight. So everyone stay tuned. Again, actually, before we go, I'm going live tonight. So if you're on Instagram, if you follow Jonesville Sports, go join me tonight.
I'll follow you right now, dog.
Dope. I'll be looking out for you tonight, man.
All right. Yeah, we'll be tweeting each other. We got to be tweeting each other these crazy ass picks, man.
Absolutely. We definitely will. It's your boy Jones, Locker Room Sunday. Peace.
Peace.